China's characterization is very clear. It is a weather balloon, not civilian, not military use, blown out of control due to force majeure. Now, the U.S. is accusing China of using a spy balloon to spy on sensitive areas in the United States. So they need to eventually sort out what exactly is the situation.
China has been firmed. They say they are not spy balloons. At the first, they said was a weather balloon blown off course. But as the US investigates debris that they've been able to recover from that, and the Chinese accuses the US of dispatching their own balloons, how do we get out of this diplomatic spat? Victor Gao is vice president at the Center for China and Globalization, who worked closely with the former Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping, and is live with us. Morning, Victor.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How serious a diplomatic argument do you think this is?
There are two ways to read this. On the one hand, this is a very serious incident. China has characterized the airship, as they call it, as a civilian, harmless weather device, not for military espionage purposes. The United States has labeled it as a spy balloon, etc. So they are sorting this out, not yet achieving their goal. On the other hand, I think this is the first time in my memory.
Do you have some sympathy with the US side, though? A balloon the size of 3 buses has flown over their territory. It has links to China. Oh,
yeah.
Victor,
this is very.
Apology, Victor. I think there's a problem with the line. I'll just repeat what I was asking. Do you have some sympathy with the US position on this? That there's an enormous Chinese balloon which has floated over their territory. If that had happened with Beijing, there would be a similar fury, wouldn't there?
Well, first of all, China acknowledged the ownership of the first balloon, which was later shot down by the United States near South Carolina area bordering on the sea and the land. However, China's characterization is very clear. It is a weather balloon, not civilian, not military use, blown out of control due to force majeure. Now, the U.S. is accusing China of using a spy balloon to spy on sensitive areas in the United States. So they need to eventually sort out what exactly is the situation involving this balloon or the airship, as far as how.
But do you have sympathy with the alarm on the US side? Because we now know that the US says that China has a high altitude balloon program for intelligence that's part of the People's Liberation Army. We also know that that balloon was flying over sensitive nuclear sites. Well, the US was right to be alarmed, weren't they?
Well, if you talk about espionage, the United States has a very sophisticated espionage program, and China over the years has condemned the United States again and again and again for violence.
I don't think this line is particularly good. We might leave it there, I'm afraid. Thank you for your time, Victor. Victor Gao, Vice President at the Centre for China and Globalization.